So this is a wheel fit tool that we really have come to use on come to like using on pretty much every single build. It's made by Verified Fabrication. What's cool about it is it allows you to mock up the tire size onto the hub. Basically mock it up on the car at ride height, turn the wheels, do everything, adjust the back spacing, all of that before you order rims. So it's got adjustments in every direction. This one in particular can do a rim diameter from 15 all the way up to 24. He's got some different extensions and stuff for different widths, but this is a pretty standard size. It's got the hub to bolt to. These slides adjust the backspace, but I'll just kind of throw it up on Travis's Chevelle and show you how it all works. What we've done already is we have the car on the ground. We mock these up and set the ride height where we want, what we're trying to achieve. That's kind of what guided us on how we modified the rear wheel tubs. It guided us on the tire size and everything about that. So now it's up on the lift. We're gonna double check the fit. Check the fit. I have a measurement right now that gives me a dimension to the fender. A couple of things that are important is you have to have your rotor on because your rotor spaces off that hub a little bit. And now, you know, we're dealing with 1/8 of an inch increments likely from the wheel manufacturer on the back spacing. So you got this whole thing set up on your wheel, on your tire, excuse me. Now you can literally install it just like it's a rim. Run some lug nuts on. You just run the tapered side into it and it more or less centers it on this plate. I just like kind of rotate it until it gets centered in all those slots. So you can see I'll lower it down and actually get it to ride height. Now you can actually turn the wheel and see exactly how much clearance you have here to the back and make adjustments for your backspace to compensate for rubs and stuff like that. I don't have the shocks or the coilovers on right now just because it's nice to be able to raise and lower the suspension without that. If you do have your coil springs on there, you just put a block of wood under your control arm. You want the bottom of your tire to be on the ground, and then you put a block of wood or a jack stand or something under your control arm so that it's supported on the jack stand, because you can't put any weight on these at all because it's just this little lip sitting on the tire. So I know that we've got about 3.5 inches of ground clearance in the front at ride, which is what we're shooting for. It's gonna probably squish into that tire a little bit, but I'll jack it back up. Yeah, that's pretty close. So the suspension doesn't have any load on it. It's just kind of drooped right now. So I'm just gonna kind of push it back up a little bit. So now the tire basically has the weight on it. We're basically at the ride height that we want. What I did when it was on the ground is I know this number right to that lip. So that's what I matched up to. I've also got the rear set up. It's got the gunnies on it right now, but same thing. The dimension from here to here is correct. So now I can, at ride, turn the wheel and see how much clearance we have. I can also drop the suspension all the way down and check the clearance to the fender there too. When you're adjusting your backspace, it's really easy. You just use a tape measure. There's a little tab on the back. Hook onto that and then read the measurement right off of this point. And that's your backspacing. Backspacing is definitely kind of a tricky thing to understand where to measure to. Measuring on the inside of the rim, basically. Oftentimes people will measure like to the wheel mount surface here. I don't know if you can see that, but you're not measuring to, if you can picture the wheel, the rim in here, you're not measuring to here. You're actually measuring back here, which is the lip of the wheel, the innermost portion lip of the wheel. And this is your back spacing to there. That can put you in a world of hurt if you do that wrong. I know from experience. Now we have this tool, we're good.
Throw a clip at you.
Yeah, exactly, rub it. So it's just, there's no way to get this much accuracy when you're measuring for custom wheels. For us as a custom shop, it's faster to do it this way. We used to have to try and use straight edges and take measurements and do all this stuff and calculate it out on our own, but it's a no-brainer. We couldn't operate without this stuff now. Mike Keller did a really good job of designing this tool. He's kind of the original guy that did this. Check out verifiedfabrication.com. That's where we got ours. Yeah, it's a good US made product we really like.